Israel once again kills a group of news staff members for the simple crime of reporting the truth of the genocide happening in Gaza. They targeted an entire team of Al Jazeera staff members and killed one of the most popular reporters in Gaza, Anas Al-Shariff. Yes, this man, this Al-Shariff, who was literally breaking down into tears from the mental and emotional exhaustion he experienced while pouring his all into reporting what was happening on the ground in Gaza. And a Palestinian man turned to him and told him that you are our voice. Please continue. And found the courage to continue not only from that moment, but up until the point where Israel took his life. Al-Shariff had just put out a tweet about an hour before the reports of his death started coming in. Now, of course, there's been widespread condemnation for what Israel has done, even by the EU. But no one is talking about holding them accountable and responsible for murdering more journalists, more members of the media, just for reporting on what's happening in Gaza, to hide the secret, the open secret of their genocide. And the United States, of course, hasn't said a word. Now, I need you all to understand the assassination of these staff members from Al Jazeera comes within the context of Israel already killing more than 100 journalists and media workers, almost all of them Palestinian. That number doesn't include the amount of family members of those journalists who were also targeted and murdered. Israel has quite literally assassinated more members of the press since October 2023 than any other country has assassinated in the history of their existence. Because although members of the press might accidentally die during war, we've almost never seen, ever, members of the press targeted in such an obvious fashion without some level of accountability being held against the government they may be participating in the said assassination. Now, while the U.S. is silent, this is the U.S. that literally passed a resolution condemning Saudi Arabia's murder of a journalist. Just one. There was a months-long debate about exactly what should be done in the case of Saudi Arabia's murder of Khashoggi. But in the case of Israel, who has literally murdered over 100 members of the media merely to shield the world from seeing their genocide, they don't got nothing to say. They don't even pretend to care. Yet, if this was Assad, if this were Putin, if this were one of the other leaders that the United States considers to be adversarial, it would be all over the news nonstop, and they would be demanding a coup. They would be demanding the world support the overthrow of a government participating in this type of murderous, psychopathic behavior. But undoubtedly, what we're instead going to see is the United States justify sending more money to Israel for them to commit more murders, assassinate more members of the media, and continue this genocide. RIP to those members of the Al Jazeera staff and all the journalists, media members, and family members who have suffered merely for doing their job. And I want to know, when the few leaders who have finally got the balls to say something in condemnation about the actions we've seen from Israel, I want to know when y'all are actually going to do something about the shit. Because we're tired and y'all not letting us do anything. People can't even enter the international waters of the area without being targeted by Israel, beaten by Israel, arrested and kidnapped by Israel. People from your own countries. So when the fuck are y'all going to stop talking and actually do something to hold this murderous country accountable? We're all waiting.